Okay guys, beyond the excitement generated by Resident Evil Requiem, Pragmata, Mafia the Old Country, games which I'm most certainly going to play, there is another one that instantly leveled up my excitement, and that one is Resonance: A Plague Tale Legacy. Now, I'm a huge fan of A Plague Tale. I played both games, got thoroughly invested, and my heart simply shattered for Amicia and Hugo in the end. And even though their story had come to a close, I always hoped we'd return to this uniquely crafted world, and I'm incredibly grateful my wish has come true. I'm not gonna lie though, the trailer for Resonance could have been a lot better, even though for now it's just supposed to be a teaser. I understand that they want to keep the mystery and plant seeds, but having the main character chased and panting throughout the entire trailer feels a bit rushed. It lacks tension, especially when compared to the other two A Plague Tale game trailers we all know and love. Which begs the question, can this be considered the third installment in the massively underrated series A Plague Tale? The game was recently announced during the Xbox Games Showcase and is scheduled to release sometime in 2026. The studio explained that Resonance is more of a prequel or spin-off rather than a direct sequel to the original games. From what I could gather from online sources, the story takes place 15 years before A Plague Tale: Innocence, and we get to play as Sophia, a character you might remember encountering in Requiem. She was the sea captain smuggler who helped Amicia and Hugo de Rune reach the island of Lacuna. The game is supposed to be its own plot, not a continuation, more like a story set in the same universe without direct references to Amicia and Hugo, although the connections are undoubtedly there. So, who is Sophia? What role will she play in this new story? Our new protagonist is someone the creative directors have labeled very close to their hearts, which hints at their desire to expand on Sophia's story and background. Despite her limited screen time, she stood out to fans because of her charisma and mystery, and I admit I liked her as well. She was pretty memorable. Her name, Sophia, is of Greek origin and means wisdom, a detail I'm sure is connected to her role in the story and perhaps the decisions she'll have to make. She's also known by the nickname Sea Scorpion, as a smuggler pirate on the lookout for treasure and making a living out of illegal trading, of course. Personality-wise, she is clever and cunning, with a strong moral compass and fierce loyalty. All in all, she seems to be a strong contender for the protagonist role, and while Amicia will be missed, I am a bit curious about Sophia and how the developers will spin this new storyline. And on that note, what do we know about the game storyline so far? The story looks like it's set in the Mediterranean, specifically an island tied to the Minotaur myth and ancient Minoan relics as shown in the trailer. Moreover, even the letter O in the game's title is shaped like a mini labyrinth, reminiscent of the Minotaur legend, which I thought was a pretty neat clue. This time, we follow Sophia on a treasure hunting journey while she appears to be chased by an army, all while in search of her origins, perhaps. An earlier form of the macula seems to resurface, hinting that Sophia might be mysteriously connected to the same ancient curse. I believe the creators will use this character as the catalyst to explore the macula's ancient origins, potentially revealing how it came to exist and plague humankind, a mystery yet to be thoroughly explained by the previous two games. Now let's talk gameplay and mechanics. After two emotionally intense games centered on Amicia and Hugo's heartbreaking journey, Asobo Studio most likely saw an opportunity to shift both tone and gameplay without abandoning the rich universe they had built. Enter Sophia, a character who brings a fresh dynamic to the story. Her worldliness and moral flexibility opened the door to a grittier, more adventurous narrative style, signaling a bold evolution for the series while still honoring its intense dark roots. Since Sophia has a smuggler background, we can expect a more resourceful and tactical gameplay. This may include trap setting, alchemical use, and environmental manipulation to the character's advantage. I expect to see faster, more dynamic gameplay that reflects Sophia's agility and boldness. Unlike the slower, stealth-heavy style of previous titles, this entry could favor quick decision-making and fluid movement. Sophia looks like she has more fighting experience than Amicia, a fact which can morph into various fighting options and resources for players. She's seen carrying around a sword and a dagger, proper combat weapons for survival, and also some sort of metal sphere is attached to her hip, which I believe will help her solve some of the puzzles she'll come across in her journey. While I am very excited about this game, I do have two concerns though, one of them being the Sophia versus Amicia reception. It's true that Sophia brings in a fresh new perspective and will diversify gameplay, but we players grew up with Amicia through two deeply emotional games. Yes, Sophia is superior in fighting abilities and experience, yet watching Amicia transform from a naive noble girl into a hardened survivor forged a powerful emotional bond between us and the character. Her vulnerability made her relatable, especially in Requiem, where she breaks under the pressure. You can feel her anxiety, her suffering, and especially her sacrifice. And my second concern is that this story might not be as emotional as the original plotline, and we might not connect with Sophia's story as much as we did with Amicia and Hugo's. But I might be wrong, and I'm hoping I'm wrong, because otherwise the game might not have the same powerful impact as its predecessors, at least for me. Hugo and Amicia's arc is deeply emotional, grounded in the powerful bond between siblings and Amicia's fierce love for her brother. In contrast, Sophia's motivations, rooted in self-discovery, survival, and treasure hunting, may feel less urgent or noble by comparison. While her journey offers intrigue and adventure, it doesn't carry the same raw emotional weight as Amicia's desperate struggle to protect Hugo at all costs. To me, Amicia is all about sacrifice, while Sophia represents independence and self-discovery. Still, perhaps a new chapter is needed after all. While Amicia remains the emotional core of a plague tale, embodying its heartbreak and humanity, Sophia could be the new hero we need. Sure, her story may not resonate with the same tragic intimacy, but it introduces a different kind of strength, one shaped by experience, mystery, and agency, concepts that will most certainly redefine the world of a plague tale. And despite my reticence regarding the protagonist, I can't wait to play the game as soon as it's out. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Danny. I have a channel about movies and games, so if you'd like to support me, please go ahead and like this video and subscribe. Also, let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts about Resonance are, and if you have any concerns regarding this new storyline. Take care everyone, and see you next time. Bye!